Italy has decided to go against recent trends. The country has just lowered the retirement age to 62 instead of 67. Walter, who is 63, is among the first to enjoy the reform.
I hope this reform will help hire young people, because youth unemployment is very high. So there comes a time when we must step aside and let them take over.
The ruling coalition in Italy has pledged to jumpstart hiring. 30% of Italians under 25 are unemployed.
My daughter had to leave Italy because there was no work here. She moved to China to get a job.
Italy is already the second oldest country in the world, behind Japan. Like Walter, some 340,000 people are expected to take an early retirement this year. But will that really leave that many jobs for younger Italians? This economist thinks things are a lot more complicated than that.
We do know now that this doesn't work. And it doesn't work because young people and old people, they actually have very different skills. And this is particularly true now because with the ICT revolution, if you want, we are comparing digital natives with people in their 60s who are much, have much lower ability to actually use them.
The Quota 100 reform came into effect in April. It allows employees to retire at 62 as long as they've contributed to a pension scheme for 38 years. The reform will operate on a temporary basis for the next 3 years. Galasso believes it will cause intergenerational inequalities.
They can retire 2 or 3 or even 4 years earlier, and their pension would remain the same as if they had worked for 4 more years. So I think that this is a little bit of an electoral gift, if you want.
An electoral gift that will cost Italy 3.9 billion euros this year alone and will help further increase its public debt, which is already over 130% of its GDP. Further up north, debt is not that much of an issue for Denmark. As life expectancy rises, the country is gradually extending its retirement age.
Our kids will work until they're 70.
Aren't they lucky?
For them. We can't have people working until the very last day and then dying 6 months later, just because they've been worn out and forced to continue working all these years.
Xavier and Astrid were able to retire at 65, but by 2022 the retirement age will rise to 67, causing controversy in Denmark ahead of elections next month. Xavier, who has lived in Denmark for 38 years, supports the Socialist Party, which suggests more flexibility.
The reform is already in effect. It's a progressive change, so people will be gradually retiring later and later.
What do you think is the best option?
To retire when people want to retire. But someone has to pay for that, of course. That's the difficult part.
In Denmark, retirees receive a pension from the government budget and another one from employment-based contributions.
The government cannot offer new options if there are no financial solutions. There will be more and more senior citizens, so something has to be done.
Poul Dinsen is also 72 years old, but he's decided to continue working.
I need something that challenges me, so I'll keep on going until they carry me out.
Unlike Italy, unemployment in Denmark is very low. The problem here is labor shortage.
The people who are not born down can continue, and of course that would be of help. And we have a lot of East Europeans coming in and working here, and that solves part of the problem. But I don't think that people working longer would create a lot of solutions to that problem.
20% of Danes are now 65 or older. That has put pressure on Denmark's generous social system. Liberals and socialists have clashed repeatedly over public spending in the run-up to elections. The upcoming vote on June 5th has overshadowed Europe's parliamentary elections.